Hi, Victoria Lambert here with the Brahman Journal, and I am here today with Chris Shivers, and we are going to be talking about the Deep South sale. So, Chris, we're pretty excited to be here with you today.
Well, I appreciate you being here, and we think this is very, very important. As you've witnessed in the amount of time that you've been here, we have a tremendous offering. Probably, in fact, the largest offering that we've ever had, close to 300 head, somewhere around 120 Brahmins and 120 F1s. And we also have some other breed bulls that can be utilized to create F1 females, as well as some other purebred and registered breed cattle that also can be utilized to create the golden certified or certified F1 through the ABBA. So we're looking forward to a great sale. Tremendous opportunity from a number of different breeders throughout the country, all the way from Florida to Texas. So we're incorporating a lot of elite genetics. And we encourage everybody, if you can't be here in Meridian, to log on to Cattle in Motion or watch via the Facebook Live through the Brahman Journal and take advantage of this opportunity to secure these very elite genetics. Another thing that I did want to touch on is I mentioned we have a lot of cattle here. We don't want to be here all day. We want to move through at a pretty rapid pace, and what we're going to try to do today is give you kind of a brief overview of some of the lots that you want to focus in on. And we're going to be general in some of our comments just to kind of give you an overview of what the offering is going to be. That way tomorrow we're in hopes that we can move on through the sale and get the people here, as well as those of you who watch the sale online, on to doing what you want to do on your Saturday afternoon. So Vicki, with that, if you have any other opening comments, we'll get right into the offering, and I'm super excited to talk about it.
I'm really excited to be here with you, and I looked through the barn and the cattle look just tremendous. So again, everybody, we want to remind you, this is the Deep South sale. If you cannot be here in Mississippi, then you just need to log into Cattle in Motion. So let's move along with these lots, and we've just picked a few of them to look through because there's just a tremendous offering. And so Chris knows these cattle. He's done the catalog, and tell us about these cattle, Chris.
Well, we're going to touch on several of the key lots, and again, we're going to be pretty general in some of our comments. The first lot that we'll touch on will be lot number 1, and that's Miss Davina Rose 241/8, and she is the only polled female in the offering. As you look through the catalog, you probably identified that there were more, but they have since dropped out. So if you're interested, and certainly there's an extreme interest in polled genetics, this will be the only polled Brahman female that's going to be offered in this elite sale. When you look at her pedigree, you realize that she is a little older. She's a 3 of 18, so she just turned 2 back in March. She is a daughter of LMC Polled Madison 133/0. And as many of you who follow the LMC program, you realize that Polled Madison has been very, very influential in their program. Probably most importantly, being the grandsire of the Polled Papo, which has done a phenomenal job both on the show ring side as well as producing numerous influential cattle and many winners, not only here in the United States, but around the world. Then you look on the bottom side, and really a cow family that's going to be very, very influential to a lot of programs, that being the Principe Siguacan, that was a 2-time champion down in Central America, actually coming from Guatemala. Then, of course, out of a data pack daughter that was the high-selling female in that 2007 herd reduction sale of Heritage Cattle Company and sold to Carlos Lee, and he used down in his program in Panama. So when you look at the top side, of course, that's where the polled genetics are coming from. On the bottom side, we're able to incorporate the Peru data pack as well as the Union 455 bull. So a lot of influential genetics. What I really like about this is not only is she a poll package, but look at the performance profile, which comes from her bottom side of her pedigree. I think you encompass a lot of really neat things. This female is pregnant to Mr. V8 740/7. He is a Avery son that came from V8 Ranch, and he was the largest ribeye area bull as well as the heaviest bull for weaning a yearling in his contemporary group that sold in that performance tested bull sale that year. And then on the bottom side, he is out of the Grand Dam of the Yeti bull that, of course, has done a great job there for both V8 Ranch and BRC, as well as a number of other folks. So if you're looking at polled genetics, if you're looking for elite cattle that combine both polled with performance-oriented cattle that are bred and all the work's done, I really encourage you to look at lot 1.
Okay, so we're really excited about this lot too. Now, Chris, we've got a lot of people watching. We have people watching from Miami. We've got Eric Abrahamson. Hey, Eric, good to see you. Paul Fennick is watching from Australia, so we're glad you guys are logging in and watching. Buckenhouse, hey guys, thanks for watching. So we will have the lot order posted sometime later
Tonight
or else first thing in the morning.
Right.
So again, these cattle aren't going to sell in this order. We are going through lot order just to talk about these different lots and stuff today, but we'll have that lot order for you. Now let's move along to lot 5. This is a pic of lot of semen. This is Boca Chica Cattle Company, Tyler Cohen. So glad that he has this lot in there. Can you tell us a little about this lot, Chris?
You know, Vicki, this is one that you get extremely excited about. And as most know, Tyler Cohen and Boca Chica Cattle Company here in the great state of Mississippi has done a phenomenal job over the last 3 or 4 years of assembling some of the most exclusive and elite and performance-oriented genetics of anybody in the breed. Basically what he's offering in this package is you go into his semen tank, and of course, he is an owner in the Graduate, Mr. JDH Mr. Manso 840. Of course, JDH Peru Manso 800. He also owns a number of different semen packages on different bulls. He's purchased through some of the ABBA benefit programs. He's purchased through different online sales or whatever it might be. And he's going to give you a complete list of that and say, hey, here it is. You do whatever you want to with it. But at the same time, you're able to utilize any of his donors.
He
does
really?
own the dam to the 2018 All-American champion female. That is the V8326 over 7 cow. And then a number of different cows. Many know he bought a large group of cattle from Adrian Land at L2 Ranch, who had a very successful operation down in Brantford, Florida. So I think this is a great opportunity. Of course, it's a great cow family, but other than exclusive opportunities like this and maybe some of these benefit sales, you don't have the opportunity to utilize such genetics as 840 the Graduate or Peru Manso 800.
Yeah, no, and he does a tremendous job in his breeding program. We're really impressed with what he's done. And so, again, they can log on to Cattle in Motion to buy any of these lots. If you can't be here in Mississippi, make sure you are registered to buy on Cattle in Motion, and the sale starts tomorrow at 1. So, hey, Linnell, glad you're watching us, and we have some people watching from Nambia too, so glad you guys are all watching and joining us to go through these lots with Chris Shivers here. So we're going to talk about lot number 10. Tell us about lot number 10. This is JDH Mr. Manso 19 over 1. This is another, this is one that I get excited about.
I would think so.
Yeah, okay, so they're selling semen. KI Cattle Company is selling semen on this bull, and I'm super excited. This is a picture that Cattle in Motion took. But you guys will remember this bull. He is a beautiful bull that we had on the cover of the Brahman Journal magazine a couple years ago, and we actually are running an ad on him in the Brahman Journal magazine in the June edition with that same photo. And this bull I took photos, I took video of, and he is just super sweet, really, really beefy, really nice bull. I was really impressed with him at that time. So excited that KI Cattle Company is making this offering. Tell us a little bit more about this offering, Chris.
So basically, as you mentioned, this was a bull that Atlanta Joe Ferguson Stanley and the Ferguson Cattle Company of J.D. Hudgens, not only did they raise, they showed very successfully, ultimately bred the bull, and that's when you got the lovely picture of him that covered the Brahman Journal. And then here, I guess a month ago, we offered this bull in one of my online sales, and Jake Matthews at KI Cattle Company in St. Augustine, Texas, purchased the bull. The bull recently went to collection. There is a limited amount of semen on this bull. Obviously, they're going to collect more, but in fact, I got a report today from Jake. There's only 130 units on this bull. So this is a very exclusive. This is a very fresh opportunity. There are no restrictions with this semen. They are selling 5 units of semen. And what I think is really important about this is it's very rare that you have the opportunity to purchase a proven J.D. Hudgens herd sire. And I know that a number of people are going to be able to utilize this bull, and we greatly appreciate the generosity of Jake for putting this on the open market. Not only is he a great bull in his own right, he's been one that's produced extremely well for them, but he's also sired by JDH Mr. Manso 638, or we know him as Sir Richard. That was a bull that won a number of different shows for both J.D. Hudgens and Adrian Land. Then on the bottom side, he goes back to some of the most influential maternal cow lines that they have there at Ferguson Cattle Company, and certainly that division is known for producing some of their really elite females. So a great opportunity here. I think you have to love the phenotype about the bull. He's big boned, he's long, he's deep ribbed, he's extremely heavy muscle, has great breed character. But more importantly, I think it's a rare opportunity that you're able to utilize a bull that J.D. Hudgens has also been able to utilize in their program.
Great. It really is so true. And we just want to reach out to some of the people that are watching us. We have people watching from Venezuela. Troy Thibodeau, I have a feeling you're watching in the barns. Mexico, everyone's watching from all over. So really glad you guys are watching us online while we talk about these cattle. Now, Kyle Smith is Southern Hill Cattle. And I have been back there in the barn and looked at some of these offerings that he has. He has 3 heifers that I saw that he was offering,
right.
And he has been out of the country and so wasn't able to get some photos of some of those cattle, but these are just tremendous lots. They really do. The heifers look really great. I was really impressed with them, as I'm sure you are too, Chris.
Kyle does a really nice job, and you know, a lot of people have asked, well, how does he get some of these genetics? And obviously Kyle's a master breeder, and I think anybody that knows the young man will certainly agree with that. He does his homework, he does his research, and he's formed some really good relationships with a lot of very influential breeders. And if you look at this lot 38, she is a Maddox out of a Sir Liberty. So of course, combining both the elite genetics of Heritage Cattle Company with J.D. Hudgens. He's also selling actual own daughter of the J.D.H. Sir Parker. That's the first 16 bull that was recognized when we were down at the World Brahman Congress back in, I guess, 2006,
right.
As being one of the most influential sires in that country. And of course, everybody here in the United States knows that he's great, one of the great maternal sires, especially when you look at many of the influential cattle lines of J.D. Hudgens. So 3 phenomenal females, 2 of them are flesh mates. That would be 38 as well as her full sister. And then we're also selling the female that is a daughter of that Sir Parker that I briefly mentioned as well. All 3 of them super gentle. They have had a limited amount of work on the halter. However, as you mentioned, the work has taken Kyle away, so he's not probably been able to put the amount of time that he wanted to in terms of getting them halter broke. They were all cosmetically dehorned, freshly branded. But what I will tell you, they're in great shape. They're phenomenal females in terms of their phenotype. They're super gentle. And they're ready to go. And to be quite honest with you, their better days are going to be ahead of them. So if you're looking for elite genetics and superior females that come in a really gentle package, I would really encourage you to look at Kyle Smith's females.
We were out in the barn and we were looking at them, and I got a short little video clip of the 3 of them just kind of milling around in a little pen and stuff, and I was super impressed. Very, very beefy, tons of bone. Really loved all 3 of them. Very, very impressed with them. So now we'll move along, and we're going to move on to lot number 40. This is going to be a Lance Wedgeworth entry, and this is 6W Miss JC 118. So Chris, tell us a little bit about this female.
Well, you know, Vicki, one of the things that I think is really impressive about this sale is we talked about the Tyler Cohens, we talked about Lance Wedgeworth, we talked about a lot of the people who come from the great state of Mississippi or the adjoining states. So I think it's extremely a great opportunity, especially for the people in this area, to be able to come to this respective sale and purchase elite genetics from folks right here around them. As many know, Lance, he teamed up with Stuart Watkins, and a year ago they had the Reserve International Champion female there at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. And then just this past year at the National Brahman Sale, Lance Wedgeworth sold one of the high-selling lots there at $11,000 red Brahman female. So that just shows you the kind of quality that Lance puts into these respective sales. And we have a great relationship with Lance, and he always tries to bring us some of the really elite genetics that he has. He's going to be selling 2 halter broke heifers. One of them's a bit more gentle than the other, and that's going to be the lot 40. Like he said, and Asa Lee, who broke this heifer, said an 8-year-old kid could literally lead this heifer to town. That's just how broke she is. That's how gentle she is, and that's how she's going to work for almost any kid.
And actually, Asa Lee's just joining us in the comments and telling us that. And I actually know the sire of this female.
That's
because
right.
I've been in Mexico quite a bit, and I tell you, the Laureano bull, he was 2-time national champion in Mexico and super quiet, and all of his offspring are really quiet too. So very impressed with that.
They are. And you know, the Laureano, in his first calf crop, I think he produced 3 division winners at their national show, and one of those went on to be the champion of the world through P.J. Butler's champion of the world Brahman contest, and I actually recognized her several years ago there in Fort Worth during the Fort Worth Livestock Show. So, of course, the 114 bull's done an outstanding job for, of course, in Mexico, but here for the Moreno Ranches and a number of other people in the United States. Then you look at the bottom side, and of course, we mentioned Moreno Ranches, and Lance Wedgeworth actually purchased the 490 female through one of the Moreno Ranches production sales about 2 years ago, and she is a full sister to the 2009 reserve national champion female, as well as carries back into a lot of the maternal cow lines that have been so significant for that legendary operation of tic-tac-toe. I think this is a great opportunity. One, she's super gentle. I know there's a lot of young people that are looking for show prospects to go out in the fall. Secondly, I love the phenotype about her. Look at the length of neck. Look how long and level she is. Look at the bone. But more importantly, from a breeding standpoint, I think she has a phenomenal pedigree. And to be honest with you, it's quite open, and it can be mated to a number of different of the more progressive and really popular bulls within the breed. So again, another one of those great opportunities that we're certainly so proud to offer here at the
Deep South Sale. Yeah, exactly. And again, if you guys are here in Mississippi, you need to come out tonight. There's going to be a shrimp.
There's going to be a shrimp bowl. Absolutely.
All right,
I saw
absolutely.
Troy Thibodeau was on, and we've got Chef Paul Dufresne that's going to come from Cutoff, Louisiana, of course. Not only is he here to cook the shrimp, but he brought an outstanding set of F1 cattle as well as some different breed bulls. So we're going to get together here tonight and have
And
a
then
little
sell some
shrimp
cattle tomorrow,
bowl.
right?
Absolutely.
And
You know,
Shirley
that's what
Watts
this
is
about.
just joining us. Look, Shirley
Yeah.
Watts is just joining us, and we were just talking about that breeding
Tic-tac-toe,
here, the
of course, she's gonna
tic-tac-toe.
be
So
very
yeah,
familiar with that.
yep, exactly. So glad that Shirley's joining us, and Benton England, glad that
Benton.
you are joining us too. Wish you were here. If you guys are here, make sure you let us know and stop by and see us tonight for dinner. And then tomorrow we'll have a lunch, and then
And
sell
it looks
some
like we have
cattle.
Sandy Brasso. We certainly want to give Sandy a big shout
And
out.
Sandy is
She's
here.
a consigner,
Yeah,
of course.
absolutely,
Yeah, has
yeah.
some outstanding
Yeah.
cattle here as
So,
well.
and so now let's move on. We're just talking a few of these lots just real quickly. And we're going to talk about lot number 51 now. And so Chris, tell us about this Moreno lot.
So we talked about Moreno Ranches earlier, and they are actually bringing 11 lots. They'll be bringing 3 bulls and then several females, and those range anywhere from open females through those with calves. And one of the ones we want to spotlight today, as many of you know, Moreno Ranches is known as having some outstanding red Brahman cattle. Both this year at the International Show, they had both the overall grand champion bull and female. And as everybody who's watched around the world know, that's a pretty big feat to be
That's
able to
very
step
big,
into
yeah.
the most prestigious arena anywhere in the world and have both the champion bull and the female. Lot 51 does come from Moreno Ranches. She's an own daughter of SRS Private Practice.
I
That
love
is
that
a
bull.
flush
That's a
mate
great bull,
to
yeah.
Troubadour. And he's done an outstanding job. In fact, some actually maybe even prefer the stoutness and the bone and the growth of this bull over his flesh mate, that being Troubadour. On the bottom side, and we talked about Troy Thibodeau earlier, and as many know, the cow that really put Troy on the map, and of course Glenn Cox is here with him, that's the 8/9 cow. Miss BF was a 139/9, was actually a flesh mate to 8/9. It came from that pick. Of course, Troy picked the 8/9. Bennett Farms took 139/9, but she is a flush mate to the great 8/9. So
And of
when we
course, a
talk
red
about
rhino.
pedigree,
Yeah.
you know, we taken a flesh mate of Troubadour, who's obviously one of the most influential red sires, on an 8/9 flesh mate. So we're talking about some of the most elite genetics in the breed. The beauty of this lot is she does sell with a heifer calf
Oh,
that was
wow.
just born right at a month ago by Moreno and Mr. Rager Brunt. So lot 51, if I was a red Brahman breeder, I don't think you can go wrong with that one.
Absolutely. Those are just some great genetics. You can just tell by looking at them. And so now we're going to go on to the JH Genetics. JH Genetics, those are our good friends from Tennessee. And so, yeah, absolutely. So they always have some really nice cattle. And look at this. This is a bull that they are selling here. So tell us about this
It
bull.
is, you know, and as you mentioned, they always bring the goodness to the sale, and we
They
greatly
do.
appreciate that. This young bull, lot 55, is actually a bull that they've been showing. He was reserve calf champion at the Dixie National back in February, which would be the big show here in the Southeast. In fact, I guess it is the largest show in the Southeast. He's an own son, Mr. 3X Maximilian, 56/3. It's done an outstanding job for, we talk about Shirley Watts at Tic-Tac-Toe, of course, the Swanners, also Santa Elena Ranch. Then on the bottom goes back to one of the really good donors for JH, that being the Johnson family from Tennessee, and she is an own daughter of the Blood Diamond. Chaparral Ranch recently produced some winners out of the Blood Diamond bull. And then on the bottom goes back, of course, to some of the Ray Madden breeding with 5M Miss Lady of Winchester, and of course you might guess that is a Winchester Magnum daughter. So if you're looking for a red bull that's going to come with a ton of bone, a lot of power, extreme growth, with an outstanding pedigree, but yet comes with only a 1.2 birth weight EPD,
Wow.
you have to appreciate this bull. I think there's a world of opportunity. It doesn't matter if you're breeding F1s, registered Brahman cattle, whatever it might be. This bull really checks all the boxes. So if you're looking for a good breeding age type bull, he's super gentle, obviously been shown. Lot 55 is going to be one that I should put the money on.
Yeah, we definitely want to keep an eye on him. Now we're going to move on to the next lot that we're talking about. This is going to be lot number 56.